A little bit of a mystery that I looked into for the Weapons in Art series. This is the kind of thing that would only appeal to me, but I saw this painting at the Reina Sofia Museum in Madrid last summer, and the title was Night Watch with Cudgel. So, of course, that's what I fixated on and quickly realized this painting doesn't make sense, right? So, you look at those giant staves over on the upper right, you look at the guy here in the red over on the left, and he's holding a long club, but he's kind of fidgeting with the butt end, which is pointing up. I don't know what's going on there. And people at this time frame wouldn't be armed with just staves. Where are the swords? Where are the polearm type weapons? Now, the Reina Sofia Museum is a modern art museum, so right off the bat, you don't necessarily expect historical realism, but it was still curious. And now, panning out, you can see the edges encroaching, which definitely prove it's not, an ancient painting. Quick detail first, I love this cudgel here, and it really reminds me of medieval art. I've seen, impact weapons depicted that look almost exactly like that. But again, that makes no sense given the time period portrayed here and what the guy's wearing. And now over to the right and upper right with the least logical part of the whole thing, which are these enormous staves, and, there's just nothing like that in weapons history. Not practically, anyway. If you're going to hold a really, really long stick, you're going to put something sharp and pointy on the end of it. And a little bit of the same thing over here. So anyway, all of this is because this modern painting is a riff on this Rembrandt masterpiece that we're looking at now, informally known as the Night Watch from 1642, and it shows some like civic guards or patrolmen heading out. It's a unit, basically. The painting was to kind of honor them. It's a highly influential painting. This Spanish alternate by Eduardo Arroyo just being one example. And once you know that, then everything falls into place. Like, oh, that guy's loading a gun. It's an arquebus, and that's what this regiment, I'm, just using a generic term there, that's what they were, I'm going to totally butcher this, but a bunch of people armed with arquebuses, or arquebusiers. Hey, it's a tough word. So that was their primary weapon, but the guys over in this corner have spears, and this makes much more sense than this. Well, interesting little, well, to me anyway, case study there. So what was the artist trying to say by making this substitution? Well, obviously not anything about weapons, they didn't care about that, but the literature says it was a statement about the relationship of art and power. I certainly don't pretend to understand that fully, but the cudgel or baton is the classic representation of power in art. So there is that. Lastly, the actual name of the work, I hadn't said it yet, is Ronda de Noche con Porras. It's from 1975, and the two outer images are Madrid at sunset. And if you found any interest in this, then you're as weird as me. Thanks.